Okay. Roger Federer. I need to talk to you. We need to talk. Alright, so listen, I just got home and saw that I got home and turned on the radio Roland Garros, and saw that Djokovic was at match point, and so there it is. All right, so I think the main thing to think about is like, what's next? What's next? Because congratulations, Roger Federer. Despite all the mental challenges and the way that you played at Roland Garros, with the exception of the one Martin Del Potro match, you made it to the semifinals. You know, and you gotta really look at that. Like, I think you dropped over like 20 games. I could be wrong or whatever. Throughout this entire tournament, I think you dropped like 20 games. Most times you didn't win the first set or whatever. You obviously weren't playing even at just your normal level, normal form. So you got to figure, like, you made it all the way to the semifinals, even playing like what you probably thought was playing, like, just playing bad. Okay, let me just put it like that. But you managed to make it to the semifinals with all this talent and all these other guys around. So, you just gotta like dig your feet in and just really think, like, imagine if you cut down on your unforced errors. I don't know if you had a lot in this tournament, but I imagine obviously you probably did a lot in the first sets or whatever, maybe. Um, Imagine if you made a goal to just cut down on 5 unforced errors, and what it would mean would be connecting and thinking right before making every point, and not just like, moving out any kind of doubt, moving out any kind of anxiety, and really just focusing for that one moment, moving every single thing out of your mind and focusing for that one moment when the brain makes a choice to connect the racket with the ball, like where it's going to go, and just for that one moment, move everything out and just completely focus on the ball in that moment, with just the pure thought of connecting with the ball, and like just make it a goal to cut down on 5 unforced errors by just doing that, by you know figuring out how to just clear your mind that 1 second when the ball connects, and I'm sure, like, errors are errors sometimes, but it's always going to be a problem with you, Roger, because you've always proven greatest of all time. You've always proven to be very, very, very extremely and ridiculously talented, and head and shoulders and knees and feet above the rest. So yeah, so you're always gonna get people wondering why you're making unforced errors, and I mean, you could get upset about it. You could turn this video, I don't know what, even if you're watching this video. But the thing is this: at the end of the day, it remains like, what if you just cut down on? What if you made a goal to just cut down on 5 unforced errors? What if you made it a goal to just simply connect and go to clear your mind, and just move out all the extra real estate and only think about connecting the tennis racket with the ball, and that stuff, and not making, and cutting down on errors. So anyway, it's just time to get back into the lab and really, really take a tally. Like, you did a great job making it to the semifinals here. Now, let that sink in. Like, and notice if you're still not even giving yourself credit after, if you're watching this and I just said that, notice if you're still not giving yourself credit and you're still, like, down or something like that. And I'm just assuming you're down because of the way your whole mental frame of mind has been at Roland Garros. Like, imagine if your whole mental frame of mind had been available, how you would have performed. Because your scores against Djokovic weren't too bad, 6-4, and then for whatever reason, like I was at work and I turned on the scores on Roland Garros, and you were up like 4-2 or 4-1, something like that. And Roland Garros had actually made a mistake in the scores, because then they had Djokovic like 3-4 with you or something like that, and then they changed the score, and I was like, oh, okay. Then it was like 4-2. So they had like made some kind of mistake or whatever. I don't know. And then it seemed like there was a rain delay because the score just stayed there. And then I was busy like driving home and doing errands. So by the time I got home, it was match point for Djokovic. And so that's okay. But I want to read something. I've just wondered, like, I have purposely not really gone out of my way to like label these videos so they really end up like out there for a lot of views and stuff like that. But I kind of wonder, and I'm saying this sarcastically, is Joker watching my videos? Because I read this quote yesterday that he said, almost everything I said to you in the video that I made the day before, and also the video that I made yesterday. But someone had asked him who was going to be the favorite, Djokovic or Federer in the semifinal. And he said, and listen to what he says. Like, listen to where his frame of mind is. He says, it's semifinal, so everything is open, he said. For me, it's crucial to be very focused and aggressive from the first moment, because that's something that you can always expect with Roger to have, that control over the opponent from the start. Hear what this man is saying. You can always expect Roger to have that control over the opponent from the start. And then the last sentence is the best one of all. The best one, the most beautiful one. It's just that wonderful spirit that anyone can connect with, even if you don't like someone. I do like Djokovic, but I'm just saying, you can really connect with this right here. He says, I will try to be out there believing I can win. Like, that's freaking touching, man. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, it's all about the belief. It's not even about the skill right now, Roger. It's all about the belief. And imagine, just look at your mental frame of mind. Like, all through the tournament, like, don't go into a critical, it's not to come from a critical point. It's just to say, look at your frame of mind. Like, you went through the entire tournament not really believing in yourself, not even seeming really too enthusiastic or whatever. But I will give you full credit. I'm not trying to put you down or anything. I'm really just saying all of this to say, you know what? It's okay. You made it to semifinals. Honor that. You did a great job. You managed to get to the semifinals, even playing the way you were. So imagine if you were on. You know what I mean? Imagine if your game were on. Imagine if you just shaved down a couple of unforced errors. Imagine if you just stayed intense. When at a tie break, and turn the tide toward yourself. You know what I mean? Like, just imagine, like, just with a couple more seconds of intensity and focus would turn the tide in your favor, So I just say, you know what, champion yourself, Roger. I'm sending you so much love. And I have to say, like, I started to get discouraged as well when I saw this win, but it's just one battle in the entire epic saga of Federer's life, and I think as a fan, I want you to know that as long as you're doing your best, like, the people who support you and who are your fans, like, we cannot ask for anything more, but I'm waiting for you to step in that fire. And maybe I was thinking about that term, maybe that sounded like a little bit weird, but stepping into that fire means just getting in the face of just the fear, like the place that you won't go, the place where all the voices and everything or whatever, all the doubts, all that fear, all the, just all that ugliness, just that self-ugliness that is a battle with inside yourself. Like, you step right in that and take control. That's stepping in the fire, and you burn off all of that crap. You burn it and you transform, so I'm just supporting you and saying, like, keep up the good fight in transforming. Like, you have two people in this world who are performing at a higher, who are performing better right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and just leave it out there, better, whatever. So you know, just imagine that you know, if you were on in this tournament, like how much more of a chance you would have given yourself to really catapult yourself into the finals and really give yourself a chance. And that's all I'm saying. Like, just continue to really try to be your best friend, and it is really, this whole thing is mental. It's a mental thing. It's not about your skill, because you have the precision, you have the fitness. You don't, when you say things like, I need to raise my game up to Djokovic's game, listen, a lot of times you play for the most part really better than Djokovic. You really better, and I don't give a what anybody says. You're really the best tennis player out there. But you've got guys like Rafa gets really, really good every single year. Like, he's getting better and better. And Djokovic is ridiculously good. Like, he's always just been, they're just great players. And then they're the perimeter players who are also really good. But I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, like, your skill is sicker than most, than all. You know, the skill is sick. So you've got the skill. It's not like you're this talentless fool with a pipe dream. You know, it's like, all right, you have the talent. You really have the skill to outplay these guys, you know. And of course they have power and stuff like that. But I think if you incorporate serve and volley in the right way and in a consistent manner, and not overdo it, but do it in the right, you know, do it in a way it's really going to support and work for your game, you know, I think you're really going to really, really, you know, catapult yourself, you know, into a realm where you're going to take Grand Slams. And you can really do this. You can really, 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 really do this. You've got to believe. But, you know, you have tons of people who've been writing against you. And I don't know, like, you know, this is really, again, this is like a real mental thing for you. And I would really suggest, like, if you want to hire me as your life coach, I'll be happy to, because I actually am certified as a life coach. Email me. But seriously, you know, you are performing on a world level, and it's a ratio, like what I was talking about in my other video saying yesterday. It's one thing when you have pressure from your boss or pressure from your family. That's like a 1-to-3 ratio. It's you, your boss, and your father and your mother giving you pressure. That's a 1-to-3 ratio that most people can handle. But when you are one person with millions of people judging you, like, the ratio is off. Like that, Roger, you know, I really want to suggest that you really take the time to start sorting, you know, getting some real support in going through your mental focus and your belief system, and get someone who really specializes in that. I mean, there are tons of athletes who work with this, and their performance is really high because they work on their belief systems. That only the top performers perform well, because, like Djokovic said, I will try to be out there believing I can win. Like, you have to believe you can win. And in the past, yes, you've done that, and yes, you are a champion. Yes, you know a lot about belief. But I do think you should reach out for some support. It's not so much about learning how to play tennis right now. It's really all up here and being your best friend on the court. And you can't be your best friend on the court if you're already giving yourself the third chance, you know, to win at Roland Garros. And by the way, congratulations, and I don't mean this in a nasty or sarcastic way, but there's a quote by Henry Ford, who made the Ford cars in America, and he said, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you are right. Either way, you're right. Whatever you believe, you're right. And the thing is, like, congratulations, because you said you give yourself the third chance in Roland Garros, and actually you came in third. You know, Federer, let's just say Federer got kicked out earlier, so he came in fourth, but you came in third, you know. And so it's really, the mind is really more powerful, honestly, than a lot of us think. And you have to, somebody could try to argue me down about that, but I'm not moving off my ground, because I'm going to tell you, you and I both know, and a lot of people know, that the way that you played in this tournament and for you to get to the semifinals was amazing. So imagine if you were on playing, how far you would have gotten. Like, you are not, I know you're not happy with your performance, and it's all good, but I'm just saying, like, I support you, and I'm here for you in the hardest time. Like, this is probably one of the most difficult times right now. I'm saying, like, you gotta get yourself some support. You know, you really have to start getting this up here. And the reason why is because it's the nature of the business and the career that you're in. You know, everything is high stakes, everything is world platform for you. You know, it's not like you just, when you do something and don't exactly succeed in it, it's not like you just have your little 10 coworkers saying something about you. Like, you have millions of people talking about you, and the effect is high, because when you were winning, like, that was a lot of massive sort of energy, and now that energy just dropped out, and that's something that you were actually, you know, something actually that's been built into a part of you, actually, all these years of getting all these accolades and all this world, you know, attention and winning and all of this stuff. And now, you know, I feel like it's been tough. So it's like you really have to get realistic about needing someone to really, who specializes in this, who's going to help you, because your performance is there. Like I said, number one, the example is because you are number 3 in the world. That only means 1, 2 people in this entire world are performing better than you. Okay? That's it. That's all. Just 2 people. That's it. You know? And actually, you're a slam away from being number 1 in the world. You know? You just 2 stages away from winning this and then moving closer to being number 1. I know you, for sure, you probably would have taken the number 2 spot, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, whatever. But I'm just saying, you know, you work on your fitness, you work on watching other people's matches, you work on tennis. Like, listen, you've been doing this tennis thing since you were like 3 years old. Like, you know tennis. It's this right here. It's about you. It's not even about Djokovic. Like I said in other videos, it's not about Rafa. It is all about Federer and how Federer is applying himself on the court. It's how Federer is applying himself on the court. And you can see the answers here again. I will be out there. I will try to be out there believing I can win. And that's what Djokovic has been talking about in all his interviews, like his belief in winning. You know, he's just going to hold tight. He's going to believe at every point. That's it. That's all. And what if you did that, Roger Federer? What if you just did that? What if you believed in yourself at every point and just was okay right now with where you are, and knowing that you're just building yourself back up against these 2 players who have built themselves up to put themselves in a position to be able to surpass you, but put in years of intensive work. Like I said yesterday, you know, it was no easy feat learning how to get past Roger Federer. And now, you know, it's anyway, whatever. I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. But you know, and even with all those years, you know, and they're barely surpassing you. I mean, Nadal is now, Nadal, I think, is probably going to win this match. I think he's really, really got his mind set. Like, he really wants to be the top person. You could kind of feel that he's very thirsty for it. Djokovic, on the other hand, is just going to believe he can win. He's going to fight and hold through everything. But what I was going to say is that you're very close to Rafa right now in your ranking. So you know, anything is possible between the 3 of you guys. It's just all about you here. And I would really suggest that you look up some of Dennis Waitley's work, and if you feel that you want to be, I would just encourage you to, even if you do it just confidentially, like, contact Dennis Waitley. He works with athletes. He's been doing it for many years now. He may actually be retired, but I know he still has the DennisWaitley.com. I think it's WAITLEY. And I just really call and appeal to you, Roger Federer. Like, just get a coach. You know, getting a coach to help you work and sort through your feelings doesn't mean you have a mental problem or you need a therapist. This is just about sorting out the noise. Sorting out the noise and hearing the inner voice. Sorting out the noise and be able to connect with the inner voice. Because when you can connect with the inner voice, you can be here like Djokovic, being out there at every point, believing you can win. And it's beautiful. Like, I almost want to cry saying that. Like, I really love that he said that sentence. Like, I'll be out there believing I can win. It's not that he knows that he could have beat you for sure. I think he actually thought he couldn't beat you and that you're really dangerous shark in the water. Like, you know, it's a tough thing to try to get past Federer. Shit. You know, sorry. That's what I feel like most people think, you know, even mainly Nadal and Djokovic, like when they have to get past you to do something, you know. It's no easy feat. So just recognize your effect. That's all I'm saying. Like, please, you know, don't lose steam over this. Keep up the good fight. Get in the lab. You know, what if you, and I'll probably come up another video, I just did this one kind of on the fly, but I think I'm going to try to come up with something to support you, because I'm also supporting my own self, like, in sticking with things, you know, and not dropping out, like showing up, really showing up. Like, I'm going to show up as a fan. I'm going to show up as a fan. A real dedicated fan, and I'm going to make a more thoughtful video, but you just keep your head up, you know. Number one, you set the brain. The mind is a really powerful thing once you make a choice, and you made a choice by saying, I give myself the third chance at Roland Garros, and that's actually what you got. So you got to just work through that and really start recognizing that. And you know, that's like a problem with a lot of people. Like, they really don't believe how powerful the mind is once you make a mental choice. You know, how you start performing from that belief. You know, you believe you're going to be third, you know, but you have someone over here, Djokovic, is, I'm out there believing I can win. That's what you got to do. Like, Roger, you can believe you can win, because you can definitely do it. The skill is there, and like I said, it's not like you're this talentless chap with a pipe dream, you know. It's like you have real talent. You have one person who's just a couple hundred points ahead of you from being the number 2 person in the world, Roger. You are just a couple hundred points from being number 2 in the world. Like, realize that, you know. It doesn't seem like you're, like, realizing that. You know, you are the person performing the third best in the world, okay? So, you know, you brought home a title for almost every month of this year, you know, almost every month. But it's a damn good record. And I think you have a better record, performance record. I mentioned that earlier, but better performance record. Maybe not at this point, but at least last week or 2 weeks ago, you had a better performance record than both Rafa and Joker. So, you know, just really, if you can get someone who can help you, like, exercise the belief, and your belief fitness. That's what you need to do. You need to really exercise your belief fitness, you know, just the way you dedicate yourself to your own personal fitness, you know, your physical fitness. Like, you just need someone to help you with your focus fitness and your belief fitness. And that's it. And then I talked to you before about intensity management. My elbow looks crazy ashy on it's not even ashy in real life, but it looks like real ashy on film. It's nasty. I'm trying to get it together. Anyway, so I talked to you about intensity management, you know, and just holding the line. Like, when players get really intense, and even when you're down some points, how to just hold the line through that. So I've said a lot of things, and know I threw out a lot of incomplete points and stuff like that, but I just want to say, you know, back to the lab, Roger Federer. You came in through the semis with a performance that you weren't even happy with. It wasn't even anywhere near your best performance, and you got to the semis. You did an excellent job of just rallying yourself to get past Juan Martin del Potro and get yourself into the semis. So, you know, kudos to you. Like, really recognize that. Maybe, you know, and if you're not happy with where you ended, start working. Step into that fire that I keep talking about. Like, get busy. You know, what if you challenged yourself, like I said, to shave off 5 errors? What if you challenge yourself to just stay present in the match and not check out? Although I don't know what you did today, you know. But what if you just challenge yourself to be more offensive, you know? For 5 minutes every fit, you know, like what if you know, just challenge yourself, like I'm gonna go straight 5 minutes just purely offensive, that's it, I don't even care, you know. And like what if you challenge yourself and did those things? Like what if you challenge yourself to just breathe and focus, and before you connect that racket to the ball and cut down on the unforced errors, like even if you cut down on 5 unforced errors, you know that's going to get you some points. Like, you know how many points that'll save you? You know, what if you then cut down on 10 unforced errors? Like, what if you did those things? You know, you're a couple hundred points behind number 2 in the world. So, I know I talked about not making small adjustments, but making a whole bunch of small adjustments and being consistent with it and sustaining it over a long period of time, you can do it. You can still get to number 1. But if you're going to keep performing, you know, like this, and you're going to keep not making that big transformation and dancing around the fire, like, you're going to come out with the same results, you know. And if you're going to keep giving yourself a third chance in tournaments, you're going to get the third place like you did today. And I'm not trying to diss. And I know it sounds really rude to, like, say that. But I'm just being, like, honest, you know. But I want you to be I just encourage you to be, like, your absolute best friend. That's it. I'm going on for 26 minutes. I just have to accept the fact that I just freaking talk a lot. And I can talk for 20 to 40 minutes about Federer. Listen, good luck. Just really try to, you know, keep yourself high. Look at Dennis Waitley, because he's worked with I believe Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, and they work with a lot of mental visualization and things of that nature, and belief systems and different things like that. He's done a lot of work with athletes, so look him up. Do it confidentially if you feel you need to do that, but just do it. Please get some support. If you feel, email me if you feel you need, you know, my email is askaworldgirl@gmail.com. Seriously, Roger Federer. Seriously. All right, take care. Keep a really good attitude, you know. You did a great job. There are things you can always improve on. You're number 3 in the world. Like, you just need to remember these things. Like, it's just going to take time. Though, just the way it took Joker and Rafa long, sustained work to get past you, you know, just keep your head up. Just keep your head up, keep your shoulders back, and just keep on moving. Let's go and let's get ready for Wimbledon, or I think you're going to, like, Hal or something. I don't know what it's called, Hal. Have a very good time there, and I am going to make another video. Take care.